There's a great way to start the game, gain stage control, take advantage. I'm going to air dodge this next up air here, but you're going to drop through the plat, which is a fantastically safe option, and then full hop call out my jump. Then the problem is you go for this hard commit option right here. If we look at this again, check out our positions when we both hit the ground. I'm in the corner with practically no space, and you're already committing to this dashing. So if I choose jump or nair or anything in the air, which Palutena does frequently, I get to free take center stage from you, and now suddenly you are the one on the outside. Next thing you're going to do here is jump B reverse stun jump. It's a bit ambitious, but definitely still fine. The problem is you're going to immediately burn both your double jump and your flip kick from that lower position. So if we watch that again, you can see as soon as I see that you burn both of these options, I'm trying to catch you landing with that area because you have no other choice. Albeit I missed it, I was still able to get a punish afterwards with nair because in truth you just didn't have any mix-up opportunities. Okay, so this next bit is going to be a good example because you're going to air dodge in here to avoid the back air, which is fine, but then you're going to go for an up tilt, and if it works, great, but the thing is, you have to ask yourself why you're going for that up tilt. When you're in the corner like this, your goal is not to hit me. Your goal is to get out of the corner, and an attack is just one way to get out of the corner. But even if you hit that up tilt, up tilt is more looking for some kind of string rather than trying to push me back or flip the script. And so that's why I kind of don't agree with it. However, you just saw you go for these forward airs out of the corner, which I think is a great option because it's relatively safe on zero suit and is a fantastically fast burst option. Then you F tilt after the forward air, which just kind of is like a lack of comfortability with your character and not really knowing what will or won't connect. And we're back in neutral suddenly, dancing around each other. I go for a warp cancel and obviously missed. You miss your punish because who could predict that I would miss? Straightforward, you're in disadvantage. You holding in to get hit by explosive flame, that's pretty self-explanatory. You really should never get hit by these as Palutena, at least while you still have both your double jump and flip kick online. I like this Zaire, and I assume that meant to be nair would let me get a punish, but you hit a nice tick on this platform. And I go for this jump read here after you fall through instead, so it's a good punish. Suddenly, you know, now I'm the one in the corner, and I'm looking to bully my way out. So if we play this back, though, you hit this forward air, and then you go for this weird back air towards the center of the stage. Kind of odd, but suddenly I'm in the corner and trying to bully my way back in, but you give me like a lot of space to roll. There's really just a lack of overall pressure here as you're kind of just dancing around throwing out hitboxes that have no chance in hell in touching me. Okay, so you catch my landing with this up tilt, which is good, but then you're going to immediately double jump, go for this back air, right? So after that back air, what you're going to see is you're putting yourself in a position where I get to touch the ground first, and which pretty much ultimately means that suddenly we're back in neutral. So I like that you're trying to push your advantage state, but you have to recognize at times when, if you're going for something so hard like this, that if it doesn't work, it's going to flip the script, or at least reset things. And then, you know, you kind of have to ask yourself if it's worth committing to that, or just trying to catch a landing. Okay, after that, we're in neutral, we both attack the center, but Nair wins because I'm Palutena. You have good DI to go ahead and avoid an up air, but I catch you dashing in from the corner. At this point, you're in hard disadvantage and at risk to have your stock taken. Okay, freeze. Look where we are. Okay, you are at kill percent. Palutena has a back air that kills. This is the major threat, but it's not her only option. So you now have to choose an option out of the corner. At this point, you need to be very comfortable at your choices because ZSS has fantastic options to escape this corner because of her speed, her burst options, and of course because flip kick. So your goal here is not to attack. Your goal here is to get the fuck out of this situation because the last thing you want to do is lose your stock here. Let's take a look at what you do. Okay. Boom. You went for a grab. And it leads to the stop. Right.
And by going for this grab, what my option was is pretty telegraphed. At the point where I'm in the air, I'm pretty much going to either A, land and grab, like so, B, land with the back air, and so your grab is going to have to beat out the back air raw, or C, I'm going to drift in to give you, because I'm uncertain, and give you a little bit more space. In any scenario, the grab very rarely works. It might beat me landing in dash attack. But you're covering one option where everything else leads to dying. So it's really important to consider option selection at this critical moment because at the point where you could lose your stock, you need to really evaluate what you're trying to do. And it's not trying to necessarily hit me or confirm that grab, it's trying to not die at that moment. So at least from what we've seen from like this single stock, right? It looks like you're having a bit of an issue choosing hasty options out of the corner and just generally playing disadvantage because of your tendency to attack from any position. And secondly, when you're in advantage and you're choosing more high committal options that are needed and that really allow me to just kind of not attack you, bypass you, land, jump over, or anything of the like to just kind of reset neutral and not let you press your advantage further than you could be.